Hi everybody, this is Gijs again with another review and I hope you are doing well. This time it's a review about a very small gadget. It is about the Morakniv Eldris, a pocket knife that I've been carrying with me since 2016 and that I absolutely adore, and therefore I think it's worth a review. Enjoy the video! And welcome back to the review on the Morakniv Eldris. But before I start with the review, it might be polite to introduce myself to those of you who just tuned into my channel for the very first time. My name is Gijs. I am an independent outdoor gear and bike reviewer, and sometimes also gadgets like the cameras that I use to shoot these kind of videos, and the drones, for example, to shoot real nice B-roll footage. And I do my work, like I said, totally independent, so nobody is paying me to make these reviews. Now, if you like this review after you've seen it, then please give the video a like at the end and also consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, because with more followers it's just more fun and more rewarding to make these kind of videos, because they take a lot of time. And if you really want to support me, then please do a tiny donation on my Ko-fi account, link in the description, or use the thanks button on my YouTube channel, and it really helps me in staying independent. Many thanks in advance if you do. And now let's start with the review on the Morakniv Eldris. Like I said, it is a very tiny pocket knife, and I got it after a session of the Scandinavian Outdoor Award jury meeting. This knife was in that session, everybody loved it, so it deserved an award, and afterwards we were sent this little gem. And I've been using it ever since. It's most of the time it's somewhere in my car or in my backpack. Yeah, and I use it a lot. And that's why I thought, well, because I've never done a review on it. Yes, it's on paper on my outdoorguru.com website, but never a video review. And really, it deserves it. Now, like I always like to start, and that's with the size and the weight. The pack size that I measured from this side to that side, it is 152 millimeters, and I put it on my precise scale at home that is calibrated, and I measured a weight of 96.2 grams. Now, when you take out the knife, and now you will see how tiny it actually is, the length is of course a little bit shorter, because now it is from tip to bum, it is 142 millimeters, and the weight, it is only 60.3 grams. Now, what is a little bit funny is that Morakniv also states a netto weight on their website, and they claim it is 80 grams, but I don't know what the netto weight is. Is that the knife or just the sheet together with the sheet without all the other parts, for example the rope? I don't know, but it's not really that important, I think. Now let's continue with the knife itself. Like I said, it is a tiny knife. The handle, it is made out of TPE rubber, which is not absolutely 100% correct, because it is made out of two types of plastic. One of them is that TPE rubber, but on the other part there is also a very hard plastic on the inside. You will see that on the side there is this pattern. It is the rhombus pattern, and it's really a pattern that is designed in Dalarna, where the manufacturing of the knife is made. It's done in Mora, that's why it's called Morakniv. That's where the factory is. I was there a couple of years ago, and that's why that pattern is there. What I do like about the handle itself is that it's got this, well, sort of guard, if that's how you can call it, a bumper plate, so that when you hold it, you've got your thumb in there and you can really put some pressure on it. It will never slide off, which I think is absolutely good. Of course, I am a small person with small hands. The length of the handle, it is 89 millimeters. So it is rather small. So if you are a big boy or girl with big hands, then this handle might be too small for you. Just try it when you think about buying it. Then it might not be for you. And in that respect, the audience or the customer group of this knife is pretty limited. Might be usable for kids as well, but only if you pay adult attention basically. Now then we continue with the blade itself. The blade itself, I measured a length of 53 millimeters, and it is made out of 12C27 grade stainless steel, and it's made from recycled steel, so that's something that I do absolutely like. What you will see on the blade itself is that it has got a Scandi grind, and the Scandi grind basically it is the first 20 millimeters and it is about 5 millimeters in height, and that has got an angle of 23 degrees. Now if you go alongside, you will see that it turns into a sort of a hollow grind if you look at it carefully. What I did find is that the knife, because of its shortness, it is not very easy to sharpen. And in those years that I've been using it, since 2016, yes, the knife's got some damage. It's not the original grind anymore, because what I do, I sharpen it, of course, by hand with a very little sharpening stone, with, of course, 2 hardnesses or roughness sides, grades, that's probably how you should call this. This one, and the one that I absolutely love, is the Fjellkniven DC3, which is a very nice but also a little bit expensive sharpening tool. This works absolutely fine when you do it by hand. Now, and especially what is difficult is basically this last part, to sharpen this correctly in the way how it was designed. Well, I can't do it basically, so I made a different grind or a different angle probably by now. The blade itself, the top ridge, it has got 90 degrees angles, which is absolutely good because it's not only a knife. If you have got a Firestarter at home, and this is the one from Kopilka, which is one of the best because it's big and you can hold it in your hands. The backbone of the knife, it is really good for scraping off sparks. And I'm not going to do this here because of the dry grass, and you see the fire pit behind me. It's there for decoration, because on this spot I'm in a nature reserve, in a little corner just outside the nature reserve. I'm not allowed to make any fires here, not even with a fire pit. So the images that you see me scraping the Firesteel, I've done that somewhere else where it is actually allowed. And on that fire pit, it's from Eiffel Designs, if I'm saying this correctly. I bought it last week. I will do a review later on because it looks absolutely sweet. So yes, this works absolutely cool with a Firesteel. What do I use the knife for? Well, most of the time I use the knife for a lot of different jobs. Because it is so small and because it is absolutely nice in my hands, I can apply a lot of force just to make points to sticks. I can also make cuts in little branches just to break them if I need something like a branch, a fresh branch, if I want to do, for example, marshmallow roasting with my kids. And also, if you like to use another stick on top of the ridge, batooning is absolutely possible with this little knife. I also use it, of course, to get some birch bark from a birch tree, because this is an absolute super fire starter, and this knife really helps because you can make a nice cut and peel away the bark as well. What I also use it for, and in this way it resembles another Morakniv knife, because you will see that this is really a handcraft knife from Morakniv. And well, it's not absolutely similar, but the force that I can apply with this one, it's really big. And I can do the same with this one. So this is also nice for cutting cooking tools, little forks, spoons that are not too hollow, because of course then you need to take out the inside. But that's what I use this one for as well. And most of the time, of course, when I'm in Scandinavia, where I can take a piece of birch tree whenever I basically want, because that's no problem over there. One thing that I also should tell you about the blade itself is the construction, and I took another knife for this because the construction of this knife is basically the same as this one. You will see that the knife blade goes on into the handle for a very long time. And in that way, it's not a full tang construction, but I think it's about a 3/4 of a full tang construction. And that makes that the whole, in this case, it's a long knife, of course, but that the knife itself really operates as one big, sturdy piece of metal. The other knife that I've done a review on is this one. It's the Morakniv Eldris, and you will see that if you compare the two of them, the Eldris is almost half the size. The review on this one is also on my YouTube channel, of course, and I will put the link in the description below. Now, there's one thing that I should tell you about the sheath itself. Yes, the knife goes in there perfectly. It's an absolutely cool fit. It will not even fall out like this. So it does not really need to be with a loop over this. But the plastic, it's hard plastic, it's very, very tough. What I do like is that on the bottom there are two holes. So if you put your knife in there wet, or when you're walking in the rain, the water will drain away from the plastic sheath and nothing will be dirty and wet. This is nice, of course, to carry it around your neck. Sorry, I would not advise you to do so, because if you are walking through a forest and something happens and you get stuck with the rope around your neck, it's just not nice. You might burn yourself a little bit, or even worse. So I never use this one. Most of the time I tie it around a piece of my backpack or around my belt. Now there's also, this is the normal Eldris. There's also a other version available that has got basically a sheath with an attachment point and also a Firesteel in there, and also that you can put it onto your belt. So maybe that's something that you should look into if you're not wanting to do this. But hey, tying it onto your backpack, it's fine for me. Now, this is what I wanted to share with you on my beloved Morakniv Eldris. So it's time to head on to my verdict. How do I rate this little gem? Well, of course, it's going to be a sort of top ranking, because I think it's absolutely compact. It's lightweight. It's therefore very, very packable. It's proven to be absolutely durable and sturdy. And it's also very capable of doing, well, way bigger jobs than you would expect of a small knife like this. The price. This version, as is, it retails for €34.99. If you buy the version with the attachment thingy for your belt and also with the Firesteel, then it retails for €53.99. And I think that's a little bit on the high side. And now it's time to head on to my rating. I rate the Morakniv Eldris at 8.9 points out of 10 total. And maybe you would have expected a higher number, but it's just because of the shortness of the handle that I don't give it the full rating that I basically would like it to give it. Because, well, people might get the wrong idea about this. So try this in the shop. If it fits your hands, then it's absolutely worth buying, because the price for this kind of money I think it's a steal. Now, I really hope you liked this review and that it was useful to you. And if it was, then please give the video a like and also consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, because with more followers, it's just more fun and rewarding to do this. Many thanks in advance if you do. Again, if you really like to support me, please do a small donation on the thanks button or a small donation on my Ko-fi account. Links below in the description. I hate asking this, but it helps me to stay independent and not do any offers with all those people who want to do deals with me that I get in my email every day. I like to be independent and do the videos that I really would like to do and the way I do them. Now, if you want to see some more videos that I did, well, on the tent behind me, the Hilleberg Helax, I just released a video on that one, which is pretty interesting to watch if you like sleeping in tents. I did a review on my Loa boots. I forgot the name, Axel's GTX Mid, that's what they're called. I did a review on the previous pant that I was wearing, the Lundhags Authentic pant, which is an absolutely super pant. And of course, on the fire pit, I will do a review later. And in the tent, what you can't see, there's a nice sleeping bag and also a very nice mattress that I will be reviewing in the near future as well. For now, many thanks for watching. I hope to see you the next time. Enjoy the outdoors and stay safe. Ciao, ciao. And what I'm going to do now is, over there's a Kupilka cup. And there is coffee in it, and it's probably cold by now. Story of my life when I'm shooting videos. And I'll do a video on how this setup works. Might be nice for a shorts. By